Welcome back to my channel, guys, at Trey Fragrance. I hope every last one of y'all out there are doing great and amazing. And I hope y'all out there are smelling good, feeling good, dressing good. So, if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. So this video, I'm gonna be doing something different. This is gonna be a story time, on how I got into the fragrance world and who inspired me. Um, you know, and all that other type of things. So before I get into the story time, I want to talk about, you know, I think fragrance is, not just in men, but women too. It plays a big part in your life, in my life anyway, that I think, because I love fragrances. This is like I eat, sleep, breathe, breathe cologne, like fragrances. Like I get out the shower, it can be at nighttime. I get out the shower, I'm putting on cologne, going to bed, smelling good. So what I really want to talk about, I think that fragrances, empowers your identity. And what I mean by that, if you're dressing good, you looking good, you out fresh out the shower, you put on some fragrances, cologne, you smelling good, you know, and not that you looking for a compliment from women or nothing like that. It's just you should wanna smell good, keep up your hygiene for yourself. So we're gonna get into this story time and so let's get into it. So this was 2022. I want to say it was 2022, you know, in the beginning of that year, like February, March, something around there. I used to not be into fragrances. Like I was really not into fragrances. I would go into a fragrance store and just walk past it. I'll look at it, but it just wasn't, my type of thing, at that time. I was still in school. So and when I decided to get a fragrance, I really wasn't gonna, like how much I got now, that really wasn't, on my mind back then. Like I did not expect to have this many fragrances that I do now. But when I first got my first fragrance, it was Burberry for Men EDT, the original, that came out in 1995, which smells absolutely amazing, fresh bergamot, citrus fragrance. And I actually love that. So that fragrance right there really actually got me into the door, you know, of the fragrance. And after that, my next fragrance was Jimmy Choo Man Intense, which a unique scent, smells good, fresh, lavender, but it just didn't last long. That's the thing I didn't like about it. So after that, in the middle of the year, going towards the middle of the year, that's when I actually started trying to build my fragrance. And it was this person, they had got me, I ain't gonna say no names, but this person had got me 1 million elixir. I wasn't really, expecting it, but when I smelled that fragrance at first, I was like, man, this smells good. I was like, I never smelled nothing like that before. Like 1 million elixir had actually grabbed my attention. Like this fragrance right here is definitely the bomb. So, after I got that, I started, venturing off. I started looking on YouTube, you know, looking at Christopher Lee fragrances. That's literally my inspiration right there, man. Christopher Lee fragrance. Shout out to him, man. He really played a big part, and he like a mentor to me. I look at his videos, I learn a lot from him. So, that really was, my main thing, in trying to learn about fragrance and then doing research on it and all that other stuff. So, after that, I started venturing off, like I said, I was looking at YouTubers with fragrances like Zerjoff. I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't know Zerjoff. I didn't know nothing about no what else fragrance. Niche fragrances like Latafa. I didn't know none of that. Clones. Like I said, I didn't know none of that. And when I start getting them, I start like, building up, building up, building up, building up, and doing content, at the time really wasn't on my mind, you know, because I was like, that's when I really started getting into cologne. I started building a passion for it. And that's when I was at work one time and I was in the, working, I was working, I was working, I was working. And then the thought came to me was like, YouTube about fragrances. Like I say, guys, I was not thinking about, you know, doing, no content or nothing. I just really had a passion for smelling good, looking good, dressing good. That was really my passion. So I was like, YouTube about fragrances. I was like, I really never been the type, put myself out there because I was like, I was shy at first. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shy and all that. But I think this has really, build up, my self esteem, my, you know what I mean. So that's why I say, guys, this fragrance thing, like, literally is my passion. Like, I love fragrances. I'm not done building fragrances. But like I said, y'all, I just got off topic. But we're gonna get back into the story time. So after that person had bought me 1 million elixir, which I absolutely love that fragrance. I absolutely did. So 2023, it was the middle of the year. Like I said, I was still building my collection, throughout the months. I was still building it. And I was like I said, 2023, you know, I was at work and like I said, I was in the cooler and the thought came to me about YouTube about fragrances. And I was like, YouTube about fragrance. I was like, man, I can't, I don't think I'm bold enough to do this. So, but, like I say, man, this right here, absolutely, I think it's a good thing for me. I love fragrances. And there's a lot of research that goes into this fragrance uh, world. And Christopher Lee Fragrance, I watched this video, which he was right, man. Fragrances is one of the hardest things to talk about, literally, because you got to know what the notes smell like. You got to know, the history behind it and everything else like that too. Excuse me, guys. So, like I say, man, but you do your research. You memorize stuff, you learn stuff. You learn stuff new every day. You know, there's always room to grow and to strive for greatness. So, like I was saying, this fragrance thing has really been really beneficial for me. And, I'm glad of every last one of y'all support me on this journey. So, I really love y'all. I wouldn't be, this far without the man above and my supporters. So, like I say, 2023, the thought came to me, and my first video I did, if y'all go back and look, I did I did a and at the mall. That was my first video. I did an interview at the mall, asking random people, which fragrance do they like. I did 1 million royal and strung with you intensely. And it was in a cold environment. So, that was my first video I ever did. I think I was nervous now. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. So, I did that video, and then the next video I did that fragrances. I forgot which one it was. I think it was like fragrance that would have you, smelling good, something like that. I forgot. But that video really had popped off. You know, I love, this fragrance thing, man. I absolutely do. I never thought that I would be into fragrances because in school I was never into fragrances. Like I didn't know what fragrances mean. Like I didn't know what the notes smell like. I didn't know what cardamom. I didn't know what ginger. I didn't know what juniper berry smelled like. Or none of that. Like I was completely lost. So, like I say, man, this fragrance thing right here has definitely, I feel like it always been my passion. Even if I wasn't into cologne fragrance when I was in school, I feel like it always been my passion. I just haven't found it, at the time. But now that I found it, this gonna continue to grow. The fragrance collection gonna continue to grow. I absolutely love what I'm doing right now because this it right here has been a big part of my life, literally. So with the that's that story time, and we here now, you know making content about fragrances, trying to put y'all on game, helping y'all make sure y'all smell good, you know so yeah, guys. So man, that's the story time. Really not too much, but you know how it is. So this fragrance story, it absolutely been a ride for me. Literally, like this journey has been a ride. I'm talking. There have been some ups and downs. So yeah, guys, man, that's the story time on how I got into the fragrance world. You know, so if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe because I will be posting more content and turning y'all post notifications. And I hope every last one of y'all out there are doing great. Hope y'all smelling good, dressing good, looking good, feeling good. Hey, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. It's your boy Trey Fragrance, and I'm out.